Oh,
You're
yeah.
listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Uh-huh. About how we game. Hey, folks, welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast live from Armada Games in Temple Terrace, Florida. I'm your host, Carlos Cabrera, and with me today, Florida man Chris Nelson.
Hello.
And the not the guy rolling crits, but Barry Kreitzer, my man, Walter Barry Kreitzer. We are here live. It is league night. It is league night, Thursday night or Monday night league night.
We're not playing next week, Carlos.
No.
It's not Thursday night.
And we are live from Armada Games. We just finished up our matches for the evening. We are currently in week 3 of the league at Armada Games. It's a 10-week season, right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
10-week season. Okay, remember, keep the mics about this close. Yeah, real tight. Get up, all up in there.
All up in there. Man.
Yeah, get that nice NPR sound. So I just had my match. I had a blast. I had a great time. But I'm gonna pass it here to Chris to talk about. Catch us up on how the league has gone for you these first 2 weeks, and then Barry, you give us your first 2 weeks, and then we'll talk about tonight's matches. First,
Right.
What are you playing, and how's it been going?
Right. So this is the third season that I've been a part of. The first 2 I played a necromantic team, which was pretty fun to play, pretty good team. This season they were too expensive to redraft, so I went ahead and I started a Chaos Dwarf team. So I thought it would go better. My first game was pretty good. I played against ogres. My main man here to my right.
Play is saying kindly.
But then weeks 2 and 3, week 2 I went up against Old Man Monkey, who's a veteran, who's he uses Skaven like a weapon, and I got destroyed there. And then today I played against an undead team that just would not let up. So yeah.
And that's nuts because that was Tim who you played against. And
Yeah.
from my understanding, I was talking to Tim. Tim just moved back to Florida from California. He said he did, I think, 2 or 3 seasons in California. And then this would be like his 4th season of Blood Bowl. So he's not a veteran here. What happened in the match with Tim?
So I decided to kick off like I normally do. I stole the ball from him and scored. The half ended like that 1-0, so I'm receiving in the second half. I get the ball with my Bull Centaur, no problem.
So you're leading 1-0.
Yeah, receiving.
Everything's great.
Balls in the hands of the Bull Centaur. I smash the line down, go for it just fine, go for it just fine, go fail, reroll sure beat, fail. The ball back around, it went out of bounds. I had 7 players to put on the field. So
Really attrition is what changed that up for you.
yeah, mighty blow on that mummy. One of his mummies had 3 casualties.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was pretty brutal.
And that was the standard undead?
Yeah, shambling undead.
Shambling undead, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was my week. What about you?
Okay, so, well,
But Barry, tell us what you're playing and then catch us up and then tell us about tonight.
I'm playing ogres. My first week game was against Chris, who play is saying it nicely. He destroyed me 4-0 with forecast to me getting 0 casualties against him. I actually ended up having to concede that game because at that point I might have lost I already had 1 ogre out for the next game. There was no chance of me scoring, no chance of me getting points. I think I only had about 6 guys left on the field. So it was like, you know what? I don't want to lose another ogre. Ended up in a concession. My week 2 game was against humans, who also beat me 4-0.
Now, wait a minute. Humans only have 1 ogre. I don't understand, Barry.
They do only have 1 ogre, but again, like, I just could not get anything going. I got no casualties that game. My 3rd week, this week, I played against Amazons, who beat me 6-0.
Jeez.
I finally got 1 casualty. Against Amazons with ogres, I managed to get...
They're armor 8?
Yes.
And you're ogres.
Yes.
And you only
With
got
mighty
1
blow.
casualty.
I only got 1. First turn, I was set up for a first turn touch.
What do they have on their team? Is it Snots?
It's Nobblers.
Nobblers.
So first, my I had my 4 ogres, my 3 ogres, and my ogre punter on the line. First ogre throws block, second ogre throws block, third ogre throws a block. All I got were pushes. That's fine.
Okay.
So I go to pick up the ball with my Nobbler. Fails his pickup. Reroll. First reroll. Gets it. Goes to hand it off. Fails to hand off. Second reroll. Now I kick. The kick is fine. I get where I needed to go. I failed a landing. Third reroll. My rerolls are working for me though. I get to right before the end zone. Go for it. Fine. My second go for it to get in the end zone. I roll a 1. I reroll. I roll a 2.
Okay, good, which is great.
No,
A 2 is great.
no, it's not because he got prayers to Nuffle and rolled Mole Invasion, which gives you a -1 to go for it. So I need to roll a 3. So it's the first time a prayers from Nuffle has actually ever affected my game.
Yeah, they don't have that big of an effect usually.
So because of the moles, my guy falls over, he breaks armor, he's stunned. All I need him to do is not break the armor because he, even playing Amazons, he couldn't have caught
Oh, and he
me.
was stunned too.
But because he was stunned, he was able to come get the ball.
The ball never left the pitch though.
The ball never left the pitch.
Had your guy not been stunned on the next turn, you
I
could have
would've
stood up,
just-
picked up the ball, and
Exactly. Basically used 4 of my 5 rerolls turn 1. Fine, expect that. Roll to see if Ogre wants to block. Ogre blocks. Ogre rolls, Skull, both down. All right, next turn. Ogre wants to block, rolls double skulls. Next turn, Ogre rolls the block, rolls Skull, both downs. That's how my first half pretty much went.
Meanwhile, you're watching Amazons just roll all over you.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I want to personally thank Walter here for giving Amazons an actual shot at beating me in week 6.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
for that.
because my opponent got a total of 23 SPP.
I'm
off-
sorry, what?
He earned 23 off me plus his 4 for MVP.
Yeah, you got
He
27
ended
SPP.
up with 27 SPP from our game.
High
Can,
five.
can I play you? I want some of that. Chris, you had some of that.
I did. I got that week 1.
So I'm down 0-3. I've only managed to get a single casualty.
Dang, Barry, that.
Yeah, it's Nuffle has reminded me I'm still one of his favorites.
See, your story though, Barry, I expected to hear that. Like your story, that you tend to play the teams that require good dice rolls for them to actually do something. You like your vampires, right? But you got to not eat your thralls.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
but yesterday
You like your ogres.
in my first vampire game over at CHG, my vampire, yes, I lost 2-0, but I ate 4 dark elves. He has 4 guys missing his next game.
Are you playing him on the next game?
No.
Oh,
but-
okay,
But the
well.
fact that I still got 4 casualties in one game, I was happy with that.
You're playing in 2 leagues right now.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to hear about.
CHE.
Critical hits games.
Sorry, my apologies. Well, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. So let me give you the update. We'll wrap up
And
the
let's hear
Armada
how
update.
Carlos did in his game.
Right. So I am playing in the Armada League as well. I'm not doing the CHG league that I normally do. And I'm trying a lizard team. I figure let's try something with some mobility. I'm a little. I missed the first week because I was camping, so I couldn't make up that game, so that counted as a loss. So it started off the season with a loss. A little upsetting because last season I went, I think, with a 6-game winning streak, from beginning. And so I was really hoping for that, but not being able to make that game kind of ended that right up front. So I get into my first week, and I am playing against Destin, and Destin has the Camry, the Tomb Kings, right, or
Yes.
Camry. And I expected that game to be a trouncing. Like, Destin's good at what he does. Tomb Kings are strong, just as strong as I am. So I figured it'd be a tough one. We were going into the second half tied. But at that point, I was able to deflect one of his passes, knock it out in front of me. Those skinks, man, they just come in like champs. And whenever the ball is loose, you can count on a skink running in there, picking it up, running out, and getting the score. And then we did it again. We scored. So it was a 3-1 win against Destin's Tomb Kings last week. This week, I get paired up against Michael Fortino, and I expected Camry, right? I wasn't even looking at the schedule. I was expecting Camry. But Michael is running this week it's the Chaos
Chosen.
the regular ones, not like the new one. What's the new one?
Corn.
Yeah, we're not Corn or Chaos Chosen. So I expected another match. Michael's
He's a good coach.
but I tell you what, the dice just fell. All 3 of my kicks to him in that game landed either on the goal line or one space off the goal line. All three of them. I got bribes twice when it comes to the kickoff event, so I'm over here getting bribes. I'm getting every hit I need. I'm using skinks to hit with one die attacks.
You got bribes. Did you foul?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I held it because I was already winning.
You saddened me.
So Michael has this rule where he won't foul you unless you foul him.
He lets you open it up first.
Right. Yeah. He has this rule. So
I was
you played
winning
it-
2-0 at the time, so I was like, it's not worth.
It's Blood Bowl, baby. You always
You
foul.
gotta foul like that. Yeah, it's not. Don't piss him off or anything. No,
But my
no,
worry was
foul him.
because I had to take a journeyman for this game because Destin did hurt my dudes. He hurt a Saurus. He took a Saurus out who had an injury, a lasting injury. I mean, the Saurus went from 6+ passing to 6+ passing with that injury. It was amazing. It was great when you get the injury that doesn't matter to you. But he did take out 2 of my players, so that put me down. I had to take a journeyman for this game. My worry was if I fouled and lost a player off the game, now I'm the attrition game. Now he's one dude over me, and that could swing the game back his way. I wasn't ready to do that.
Oh, talking about dice, I did forget one more key moment in my game. So I had a wizard with my investments. I had Riotous, Rookies, and a wizard. He had 3 guys all next to each other. My fireball fails, but it's like a bomb. You get to roll for everyone adjacent. 3 guys, I cannot roll a 4 or better. I missed every single one with my wizard.
It was like 175K for
That's
that
like
thing.
150,000 right out the
Just blown
window.
away.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I had great dice rolls. Michael could not get anything but a push against my skinks. We're talking his big guys, right, going against my skinks and rolling, 2 and 3 dice with his Minotaur and getting all pushes and maybe a both down when he doesn't have block. So I could see the frustration on his face. I did score 3 times, so I wasn't holding back, but I didn't drive it in with the fouling. I didn't go all the way in.
You saddened me again.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But that was my match, and I gotta say, folks, going from dwarves to lizards,
So different.
oh man, and so much fun. I'm not restricted in where I can be. I want to go run over there and pick up the ball. Let's go do that, right? I got movement.
What do you mean I moved more than 5 spaces?
And then the Croxagore is so much fun. He just pile drives in there. As long as I don't roll bonehead, I'm good. But with 3 re-rolls, fan factor of 5, right? I got a fan factor of 5 going
You're
into the
earning
game.
the cash.
Between Michael and I's fan factor for that game, we had 19,000 fans in that game. We each earned, $85,000
Before touchdowns.
before even touchdowns were added.
There's
So,
so much money in this version of the game.
which is great because I bought another Saurus.
Yeah.
So I'm now sourced up. I have all 6 Sauruses.
I'm finally buying a Minotaur. This after dwarves missing game after game because I'm getting all these missing games minus stats. It's just I've never suffered so many casualties. It's
On the
horrible.
bright side, I did finally afford to buy another ogre to roll bonehead with.
There you go.
But yeah, I had to get the Minotaur not because I want more muscle, but I want somebody else there to take the heat off my dwarves. Kill my Minotaur instead. So I need to be closer.
Yeah, a little bit closer.
Yeah, a little bit closer. I need the dead.
You do, because it is an aggro taker. Even Michael's Minotaur, I did attack it a lot more than I should have, just because I wanted to see if I can maybe get him off the pitch, because, that would change the whole balance of the game. But I should have been going after his Beastmen. I should have been taking out the Beastmen with the Sauruses over and over and over again. Get a Minotaur. It's a heat sink. People are going to put damage into it.
Lizard Men is such a good team. It is a very good team.
I'm
One
mind
of
blown.
the best. If,
I'm mind blown how good this team is.
They are
Yeah.
my next purchase.
if not the best, then one of the best for sure.
And I thought dwarves were just overused and just overpowered. But these lizards, man, I'm seeing it.
Dwarves are just hard to kill. Dwarves, if you get the ball, all you have to do is run around them. Oh, look, you can't catch me with your short little feet. Your short legs, your little feet, you can't catch me. You just can't kill them.
Right.
I find mobility teams much worse than teams that you can't. If I know I'm not breaking your armor, I'm not going to worry about it, because most teams that I can't break your armor, you outrun them.
Right. And this one you can. These horses, they move 6. I'm going to have 6 of them. I'm going to have 6 horses
All 4 strength.
and a Croxagore. This is going to be nuts. I can't wait for next week. I don't know who you are next. It's on. Let's do this. Barry, talk about CHG. How's it going?
Really good. We're doing a slightly differently. We're doing a slightly
Yeah,
differently.
talking to the top of it. There you
Okay,
go.
we're doing a slightly 11 games, like half the store, playing Blood Bowl.
So it really is driving players because you're not committed to just one game a week. You're just
Yes.
you're just getting games as you can. It's feast or
Yes.
famine.
Yes, and it basically goes for, I think, like 3 months, and then the league just resets. If you want to redraft, you can. If you want to play something new, you can. We're also using Tour Play, which first time using it, fell in love with it. Makes keeping track of your stacks so much easier.
What are the playoffs like in a situation like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, how do you
don't
how do you balance out the fact that people didn't play as many games as the others?
Or that some people will, I don't know, maybe somebody's gonna be like, oh, you got a halfling team. Yeah, let's play. I'll take it week 1. Yeah. That's cool.
I don't think we're doing a playoff.
Okay, so this is really just kind of a fun exhibition games.
Yes.
And then just whatever your final score was at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it makes it easier. So if you can't make a week, you're not like, oh, now I'm down a game or.
Yeah, kind of got me missing that first week.
And like I said, first time using Tour Play. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Isn't it great being on this side of the state? Being on this coast here, we've got some good Blood Bowl going on right now. Like I remember when I first got in, I was waiting for it to really kick in and get to know people and get to play games. But the last 2 seasons, we've been very active between CHG, Armada, and then what's the other shop that's doing it? So this is great for us to keep this going. Let's keep the community building going. Let's keep the folks coming out. I think you got a tournament. You guys are going to a tournament this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, this weekend. And there's Nurgle's
Valentine
Bash in the Garden. Some long name, really long name. There's definitely a meta to it. It's not for all the quick teams. I think there's only 2 out of 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think the pitch is based on Nurgle. Like, it's going to impact people's mobility.
It is. As soon as the first time there's a casualty, the flowers come alive and it becomes a -1 to pick up the ball. Anytime you move more than 6, you have to treat it like you're going for it. So you have to roll. So if you're moving, as soon as you make that 7th, you're rolling for it. 8, you're rolling for it. Do you have to do a double?
Yeah, it's a double. It's a double. So if you're, let's say you're a gutter runner, you're going to roll for it on 7, 8, 9, twice on 10, twice on 11.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I can see my dwarves would fit right in.
And that's
Which is why there's 5 dwarf teams playing.
Certain stars like Hackflem are obviously not going to be that great. Because
Wilhelm Chaney.
Wilhelm Chaney's affected. Even Griff Oberwald, who can move 7 and then has sure feet and sprint. Like, he's got to roll on 7, and he's got loner. Then he's got to roll
8,
9, twice on 8,
9.
twice on 9, twice on 10.
So yeah. So I ended up going with vampires for that tournament because they naturally move 6. Even if the field's activated, they still pick up the ball on a 3 because they're AG2.
Right.
Hopefully, I won't mind if they kill one of my thralls first turn because I want the field to be activated as soon as possible.
You went with the undead.
I went with Helmet. No, I went with Helmet Wolf as my star player because I just want to get that casualty as quickly as I can.
I play tested that roster with Frankenstein. And was kind of surprised by the new way that they play because I haven't played them since the old way. I was surprised at how good it was. Frankenstein could get in there, break tackle into cages because you got the side hip node.
Right. You hit him with the hypno and drop those blocked skills and
ended up getting him 2-0 with it. And I was like, you know what? This is probably a really good roster for this tournament, but I ain't going to play it because it's just too complicated. I don't want to. It's going to hurt my brain.
I try to keep things easy. My brain don't work, especially after like game 2. My brain is not working the same way it was that morning.
Right. So I went with Norse with Morgan Thorg. So, nobody's going to want to lose the kickoff to me.
Oh, man.
If I get to go first, it's
going to But the list is, there's so many different teams playing.
Yeah, there's a really good mix of teams.
Plus, the star players was like more different star players than I've seen in a tournament.
17, I want to say, different star players.
Oh, so the Highlander rule really won't kick in.
Yeah, there's only one other Morgan Thorg. I think there's 2 Griffs.
I think I'm the only one running Helmet Wolf, so I should be safe.
There's 3 Borax.
There's 1 Acorn.
There's one of everything. There's 3 Borax, 2 Griffs, 2 Morgs, and I think 2 Hackflems. And then the rest is like everybody. Literally, there's one of everything.
Yeah, there's star players I've never seen played in a tournament.
Oriole, Summer Bloom, Skyla, whatever.
Well, you guys are going to have to call in and report back. Maybe if we can get back together to play again on another Monday night like we're doing now. If we can commit to playing, and then maybe after doing a quick rundown and after action report for the folks, And next week, after you guys get through this weekend in that tournament, y'all can update us on how it went.
Yeah. And we have 2 guests coming as well, 2 official, honorary Floridians. Brian 2, who runs Rocky Mountain Rampage.
Okay.
Top player in the U.S. He's going to be there. And also Fabian Barbus. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. He's French, so it's Babus or something like that.
He ran the Sevens tournament out in
Yes.
TKC, right?
The one with
Three
the
Kingdoms?
dice that you love.
I still use that cup, man. That cup and those dice, I love them. I yell Harambe every time I roll a 6. Cannot help it.
My Harambe dice, they're my go-to.
Aren't they
dice.
amazing?
They were failing me miserably tonight. I normally love them, but tonight they were failing me miserably.
Fabien Babus will be there as well, so we'll say whatever is French. Bonjour to him for you as well.
You know, we could make this a call-in show
Yeah, we should at some point.
if we keep it going. Well, folks, that's our update for week 3 from our Mata Games, for our Mata Games League. Barry doing the CHG League, and I think this weekend we got a tournament, so hopefully we'll catch you all next week and update you live on how we're doing with Blood Bowl. I mean, get into it. This is
Amazing.
All the board games that I play, all the war games that I play, I cannot say that any one of them
It's a beautiful game.
It all the emotions.
This is easily the best community.
Yeah, they're all right.
On that note, thank y'all for watching. I'm Carlos,
I'm here.
He doesn't remember his name, and I'm Walter.
and we're the Beans and Dice Podcast, the podcast about how we
How we
game.
game.
Thanks for watching. We will catch y'all next week. Good night, y'all.